Are you ready to level up your journey? Welcome to Get On Top, where we dive deep into the riveting tales of self-made entrepreneurs and corporate titans who have scaled the summit of success. Get ready for a roller coaster of insights, inspiration, and a roadmap to elevate both your mindset and your life. This is Get On Top with Morgan Browne. Okay, Simone, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm part of the Get On Top tribe, and I was just mentioning to you that I watched you give an incredible, I guess it was like a seminar.
Yeah.
That you were just so insightful. So we're just excited to get a little bit of that knowledge that you have in your head, which is good. So
I'm ready.
First of all, in good Get On Top fashion,
Yes.
where are you from? Who are you?
Okay.
Tell me where you were born.
Yes.
All the way leading up to how you just have skyrocketed to where you are.
Well, I was thinking about this question because I listened to all of your other episodes and I'm like, okay, she always starts this way. So
Start it off.
I'm like, I've told my origin story so many times, my community has heard it so many times, but there's a piece of it that I've never told before. And I'm like, this is the moment. I'm so excited to share it. It's a little bit personal, but I think it's relevant. And I think it might be helpful even for some people listening. So I was born in South Africa.
Beautiful.
And I was born to a Czech father and a South African mom. Very British household, like very strict. Mm-hmm. And I watched my mom struggle with dieting and her weight her entire life. I watched her weigh herself every single day.
You're speaking to the choir here, right?
Yeah. And there was this tape measure that lived on the bathroom counter. I watched her measure her waist and her thighs every single day, obsessively. And even as a child, I could see how she tied her self-worth to this number on the scale and to her inches on her waist. I watched her binge eat and then starve herself, and then binge eat and starve herself, go from one quick fix to the next, one diet to the next, and in such a struggle that she never got out of till the day that she died. But even as a young child, I watched this and I remember thinking, I don't want to turn out the same way. I don't want to struggle like this. And I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that that doesn't happen. So fast forward, I was 18 years old and I left to go to university. And the first thing I did was become a personal trainer.
Wow.
So I was actually on the trajectory to
go there.
Well, I wanted to be an elementary school teacher actually at the time.
I can see that.
And then I realized I love kids, but not that much. Other people's kids are hard. So but I became a personal trainer, and I was so determined to, again, not struggle like my mom, figure this out for myself, and also help other women get out of this confusion when it comes to their weight and what to eat, what to put in their mouth, and how to move their bodies. And I loved what I did. From the moment I started doing it, I loved it. I was figuring it out. My health was the best it's ever been.
Wow.
And then I was helping other people figure it out. And
from 18, basically.
From 18 years old.
Wow.
My very first business, we were talking about your first business right before, but my first business I was 18. We started putting flyers, in elevators where you could actually put your flyer
flyers,
in
old school.
Yeah. I think it was like $50 a month. And
like a little box.
Yes. And I could only take on a few clients at a time because I was in university. And I was charging $40 an hour, which was like big money in university, right? But I just fell in love with it. And that's when I decided I didn't want to be an elementary school teacher. I wanted to focus on this full time and do this. So for a very long time, my health was thriving. I was doing really well. And then I got pregnant.
We all, this phase,
right?
The next generation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So you got pregnant, and where did that kind of take you? Were you still a personal trainer at that time?
I was still a personal trainer.
Great.
So at this point, I'd been a personal trainer for probably around 15 years. And I got pregnant and I gained 65 pounds. Which is like literally another half of me.
Half of your body. Yes.
And I thought the whole time I was pregnant, I was eating, I was loving it. And I thought, no big deal. I'm going to have this baby and I'm going to breastfeed. And all these women say that you lose weight when you breastfeed. This is no big deal. I also have the tools. I'm a trainer. I'm a health coach. No big deal.
No problem.
Yes. But when I had my baby, I did not lose the weight. I continued to struggle. I continued to gain weight. I actually at one point just stopped weighing myself. I was so frustrated. And everything, it wasn't just the weight gain, it was everything became harder. My health was falling apart and deteriorating fast. I had these debilitating migraines where I could barely function.
Oh, wow.
A rash from head to toe that lasted for months. And it's really bad when it's coming through your skin.
Yeah.
And
when it's showing that layer.
Yes.
Yeah, just falling.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was so exhausted. I needed a pot of coffee just to function.
Oh.
And so, things were bad, but there was a day that I hit rock bottom, which turned everything around.
Okay.
And that was a day when my daughter came to me. At this point, she was in preschool. I think she was about 3.5 years old. And she asked me to make cupcakes for her and her friends for her birthday that was coming up. And so to take to school.
Yeah.
And so I made 12 cupcakes. They were chocolate cake cupcakes. I iced every single one of them. And the night before her birthday, the next day, I ate every single one of them.
Oh my goodness.
And I remember sitting on the kitchen floor and thinking, I got to figure this out.
This is me hitting it.
And it now wasn't just about me. I was seeing how this was going to affect my kid for her birthday. But again, it took me back to all those years with my mom. Here, the ripple effect was starting. Mm-hmm. She's going to watch me struggle. And I don't want that for my child. And it was that moment that I realized, this has got to end now. And also, as a coach, this was extremely frustrating because here I am, a coach, telling all my clients what to do.
Yeah, because you're still practicing.
Still practicing.
You're still being a personal trainer.
Yes, but all the things that used to work for me in my 20s were not working for me now in my 30s. I'm hitting my late 30s now, and it's not working for me anymore. So this led me to realize I need to dive deeper. I need to go and look into hormones. I need to understand what's happening with my body. I need to look into detoxing, gut health, GLP-1, which is a hormone as well that's super popular now, blood sugar. And I just went through this rabbit hole of deep dive. How can I figure this out? And it was in this time, it took me about 8 months to lose all the weight and get down to maintenance.
Okay.
I've been at maintenance now ever since, over 8 years, effortlessly.
Wow.
But it was in that moment of figuring it out that I'm like, okay, this is now, I have to teach this to my clients.
And that really changed everything.
It changed everything.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And so where did you see that connect? When did you start to see that connection of other people needing that? Where was it that you felt that you could give that back to people?
Well, at that time, now it was 18 years that I was working in a gym. So I was still personal training only. And that meant I was seeing most of my clients 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay.
They're paying me a premium. They come to me to lose weight. But I felt so limited because here I can teach them how to do a great bicep curl and a great lunge. But if they're not changing how they're fueling their bodies, they're never going to see results. And I could only educate them so much in that hour when I'm trying to teach them how to do the perfect lunge, right?
Right.
And so I felt so limited and I wasn't truly living my purpose of teaching women how to, again, figure this out and stop the confusion.
You saw a
and
white
the dieting.
space.
Yes.
And you kind of connected the two, which is so brilliant.
Yeah. And so that's when I left personal training. I took the bold move of okay, I'm going to leave the gym. I want to do this online so I could reach more people. And I started, back then it was a course called a Meal Prep for Weight Loss.
Great.
Because I knew that if I could help people meal prep, that it would, take a lot of the guesswork out of the equation and a lot of the struggle, right? You just head to your fridge, grab what you need, and so the first group of women that I led through this was 12 women, and it just grew from there. But
Wow.
those 12 women showed me, like what was possible when you lean into food and your health in a completely different way.
Simone, it's so interesting that you said that about your mom, because I think females and women are always just so hard on themselves.
Yeah.
It's like an everyday thing. I mean, I'm 39 turning 40, and I got to tell you, that same feeling of my mom doing the exact same thing was very similar. And why do you think women are just so have kind of adopted this kind of like needing to stay in this kind of more lean and like, what's your concept? Because you're around these people all the time. Like, what is the psychological?
It's such a great question. I mean, we're just so hard on ourselves. Is it, social media? Was it magazines and beauty pageants in the past? Women were always raised to be perfect. And with that comes perfect bodies.
Right.
And I
pretty
think it's
first,
generational.
As Beyonce would say.
What's it?
Pretty first.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Pretty first.
Right. And not accepting some flaws that come, not, embracing some flaws. But what I've learned over the years, especially, in a community where, I hear horrible stories of, women breaking bones and becoming handicapped, and then not being able to move their bodies, and like really loving their vessel, like loving this body.
Yes.
Because it allows you to get up and work out, because it allows you to live and be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And what have you taken from that for your own daughter? Like, obviously you've gone through a passage of seeing it to your for your mom, and now you're a mom. Like, what do you hope your daughter takes from you?
Oh, well, first of all, she loves sugar.
I love it. Me too. I mean,
which I wish she didn't love it that much, but she's going to be 12, and I am lucky to say that she doesn't seem obsessed, with being perfect when it comes to her body. And maybe it's that generation. I hope that, that is going to be the new trend. I'm not sure. But what I hope for her is that she has just a balanced view on all of it, like just fuel your body and do it so that you can thrive. Move your body because you love it. And you're not doing it to punish yourself for what you ate on the weekend.
I love you. That just was, I think everyone needs to hear that, because, we're like, okay, what did we eat on the weekend? And how can I make up for it?
All the time.
All the time. Or have a drink and then I have to work out twice as hard. Yeah. But it seems, and what's so interesting for what your kind of philosophy is, and let's talk a little bit about that. Your philosophy of personal training, of eating, what do you think, where do people get that wrong? And what's your philosophy?
Well, I think part of it is what I said, is that we use our workouts to punish ourselves for what we ate or drank, right, the night before or the weekend. That will never work. And so we're not at peace with our bodies ever, right?
Oh, it's so true.
Yeah. So my philosophy, I suppose it's again I believe when you love your body and you fall in love with the set of lungs that you have that allow you to breathe, your heart that's keeping you alive every single moment of every day, and you love and you appreciate, are so grateful for this vessel. I truly believe that you wake up and you're healthy, and everyone around you is healthy. It's a good day.
It's a great day.
Yes.
A great day. And it should be not taken for granted.
100%.
At all.
And I believe that when you love yourself and when you find gratitude for this vessel that keeps you alive every single day, you actually don't want to abuse it. You don't want to put the processed food in it. No. You don't want to put excess sugar in it or copious amounts of alcohol. You actually want to cherish it and nourish it in a way that helps it thrive.
What's the tip for people to start that discovery? To love that vessel?
Oof, that's a great question.
Really, like
Sometimes it takes like someone hit rock bottom.
Like I feel like that.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of a sad part of our current society is like we're in so much comparison. We're in so much, what is everyone doing? I have clients, friends, people that are pregnant and then they are just hurting themselves about what they're looking like that next day. What do you think someone should do every day in a habit that will allow them to
start talking to yourself more kindly? Tell yourself that you're beautiful, that you love your nose even though it might be bigger. You love your belly after having 2 kids, and right? Like,
I know.
I mean, really start to love and embrace every single part of you and speak to yourself more kindly. I think, working with women now for over 26 years, the pattern that I see is we speak to ourselves so meanly.
Yeah, we
things
do.
We would never say to our friends, and yet we say them to ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And I think it starts with loving who you, but like talking to yourself, like, oh my God. And this is something that I started doing when Shelby was about 4. I went through a divorce with her dad, and I was so hard on myself. I in my head, I'd broken up this marriage, and how is my daughter going to survive this? And what have I done to the family unit? And this is so awful. And I remember one day thinking, like, this is not going to get us anywhere, right? And so I'm like, I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to start speaking to myself so kindly.
So was it like you just said it one day? You're like, that is it.
Yeah, I started noticing like how I was talking to myself, and I was just getting me more and more like down, and not feeling like I'm thriving through this divorce. And I remember saying things like, Simone, you're amazing. You woke up today and you took the garbage out and cleaned the kitty litter. You are incredible.
You're a badass.
You are a badass single mom who's killing it right now, right? And so as a single mom, like, it was hard, right? Like, you're taking on all this stuff, but I started to speak to myself like, you're this badass single mom that is handling it and doing all these amazing things. And I've kept that up over the years, and I really can see how it's helped me.
Yeah, you're such a badass in like the actual side of you personally, and I really see that with you. Where did you're also a badass in business. Like, that is one thing that I have been watching you from afar, and part of the reason why I went to that seminar in the beginning was because I saw you on IG, I saw you on content, and I was like, okay, she knows what she's talking about. How was that to put yourself out there?
Oof. The hardest thing I've ever done. So I hired a coach, Di Manuel. He's a business coach. And he's like, you know what? You got to put yourself on social media. You want to become an online health coach. This is what you need to do. I'm like, Di, anything else. I will do anything else. I want stock images of someone else. I'm not putting my face on there. Yeah. Back then we didn't have AI.
No AI.
So it was like horrible stock images that were just terrible. And he's like, no, like, you have to do this. And I remember really struggling at first, and feeling like it was cringe. I would see myself speak and I'd watch it back. And after a while, I actually stopped watching myself back in videos because I'm like, this is so cringe. I can't. It's awful. But then,
it's a natural thing, everybody.
Yeah, it is.
It is a natural thing to see yourself and be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What am I going to do here? How can I not see myself every day on camera? So what was the leap? What was the jump off for you?
Gosh, just doing consistency.
Just doing it.
Consistency over time. And I began to love it. And I began to love it because I stopped focusing on how I looked and how I sounded and how I should look and how I should sound. And I started focusing on getting my clients results.
Great.
And my purpose and helping women. And as soon as I went to that, I could get on camera and be like, this is what you guys need to do. And I'm focusing on that result, and it's not about me anymore. And it just made it easy.
So that community that you've created, for anyone that's looking to start that kind of online community as you have, what would be like some tips that you could say to people or tell them to kind of just get started? What's the big takeaway other than not look at yourself and, feel that. What is the tip and takeaway that maybe one of the big things that you have learned in that online culture?
Is stop questioning yourself, stop delaying it, stop trying to be perfect, right? Like I remember creating my first website and I just poring over it for months and months and months and changing every tiny little detail. And then the next day, I didn't feel good about this word, and I'd go back and like, who cares, right? Just get something up and go for it.
Yes.
And I mean, look at like that was my first website was Meal Prep for Weight Loss. I've changed the program name like 4 times since then.
Yeah,
it doesn't
let's
matter.
Go evolve. Yeah. Let's do this.
Yeah.
People are always wondering for myself too. It's like, Morgan, you always are changing it. You're changing the brand, you're changing the thing. I'm like, we got to get with the times. We got to keep it going, keep it moving, keep it interesting.
Yes.
It's more important that you as the person putting it out there is inspired by it than other people.
100%. I think I've always gone with my gut.
You got to go with your gut.
Yes. And what is inspiring me in this moment, I always think of, what do my clients want? But I also think, what do they actually need? And I feel like when I compare both of those things together, I can give them the ultimate result.
So true.
Right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes what you want is not always, what you need is not always what you want.
Yeah, that's so true.
Right?
What do you think women want these days?
It's when they come to me, it's fat loss.
Yeah, it's fat loss.
It's belly.
I hate the word pooch. I'm going to tell you, that pooch thing, everyone's like, oh, I have a pooch. I'm like, why are we saying that?
Yes, it's a thing. That is the number one thing that I hear all the time. But what they need, so yes, like I don't want a pooch either. And I also want to be, and there's nothing wrong. I always tell my clients, there's no shame in wanting to be your best self. Looking and feeling your best, there's no shame around that, because when you look and feel your best, you show up in a completely different way. You're going to show up as a better mom. You're going to show up as a better spouse, yes, with more energy for your relationship. You're going to show up as a better friend. You're going to show up in your career a completely different person. Truly, I've seen this firsthand. Women that were struggling. There's a client of mine, she lost over 50 pounds and she was working in a job that she hated. And she was also married to someone that it was a horrible relationship. And she lost the weight and opened up her own business. She's a single mom. She's absolutely thriving in every single way.
50 pounds.
Life-changing weight.
That's life-changing.
She's a completely different person, truly. But her life blew up, and like her health was this foundational piece that allowed her to really go for it in her career and to leave a relationship that was not serving her and financially get to a point that she could leave that relationship. So this is why I stand behind what I do in such a big way, is because it can change every aspect of your life.
So for someone that's 50 pounds out there, what does it take to lose that 50 pounds? Habits. It is so true. I mean, people are so really into the fast, Ozempic, Mounjaro. These are big catchphrases.
Yes.
And I feel like it still will take you a lot a lot of your habits to even if you took those to still keep it, right?
100%. Well, I mean, this is a big topic, but I love this topic. I love it. Are you ready?
Yes,
okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yes.
Because, I've been on a few other podcasts where I've kind of played the more balanced approach when it comes to this conversation, because I don't want to offend anyone. At the end of the day, I say all of this with love. And if you are taking a GLP-1, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, because you're struggling.
You are.
But what I want for you is to develop the habits that are going to give you long-term success. What I want for you is for you to figure this out so you don't have to take a drug that potentially can make you blind and give you gallbladder issues and I also want for you to not lose the muscle that you're going to lose. You're going to lose 50% of your muscle mass in the first year of taking Ozempic. I can't tell you how many women have come to me and they're on Ozempic. They've been on it for over a year, probably like 12 to 18 month mark is when they talk to me, and it stopped working. So how's that? Now you've spent, in Canada, it's like maybe 300, in the States, $700 a month. And you've spent all of that and you've subjected yourself to serious long-term health problems. You have lost all this muscle mass and now it's stopped working. And now you have to develop the habits.
Yes.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to. And I think, people are looking for that quick fix.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, and that was my mom. This goes back to my mom. She was every quick fix, diet to diet to diet. The diet industry is $1 billion industry because they're constantly coming out with what sounds attractive. Right? Like you can't blame them.
Move me along, and then they have celebrities to show that it's working.
Exactly.
But it's really, they also have personal trainers, meal prep people, everyone behind them.
But if you watch a lot of the celebrities, I mean, Oprah's a really great example. She was on every single diet that you can.
Yes, she's my mom.
But she bounced right? Yeah.
I basically watched her. She raised me.
Yeah.
But she has gone to every different diet.
100%. And so when we do this to our bodies,
right?
When we binge eat, starve ourselves, lose weight, gain weight, it puts a tremendous amount of pressure on our liver, on our kidneys, on our thyroid, on our hormones, on our metabolism. So this is why when you asked me, where do you start when you want to lose 50 pounds? Habits. And it's starting small. It might be your water today. By the way, water.
Hello,
water.
I have to talk about it. Water.
For me too. Everybody, right? We're all struggling with water, but it is so foundational.
Yes.
Like that's where I get all my clients to start, and they're like, "Oh, come on! Like let's talk about something more sexy than water." But truly, like if you're listening right now, it's free. It doesn't take you any extra time, and our bodies are made up of, on average, 70% water. If you're just a little bit dehydrated, your organs are starting to shut down. So that means your metabolism is not going to work as effectively as it should. Water, it's so simple. It's so incredible.
And I remember you saying to me, or to the team when we were there, you said, if you're having a bad day, this is what you said, if you're having a bad day, just have a sip of water. And I was like, it's so true. It heals everything.
Yes. When I'm low energy, I go and I drink.
Yes, I don't have my water. But like, I have coffee and water. So you praise so much about nourishing your body. Yeah. And I mean, you've helped thousands of women like really shape who they are. It's just such a incredible, you've changed people's lives. And I think women in general are always looking for, and I think they're asking questions all the time, but they're afraid to listen to one that, I know a lot of people even in my office, they're like, Morgan, I'm taking black seed oil. I'm taking, I'm taking all these things because they're listening to everything, and creatine.
Totally. Collagen.
It's
and this is not what's going to fix it.
No.
Right? Like you don't need another supplement. You need to take a really good look at your habits and build them one at a time.
And so tell me, water, electrolytes.
Yes.
What is a really great routine for women to just jump on in a day? Like, I think a lot of people are they're worried about protein right now. They're worried about electrolytes. Celtic salt, Himalayan salt. Like I could make you a list of all the things you have to take.
Oh, I know.
But I am not the professional. So please show some a light on women.
Water.
And also, water, which is a huge part of.
Well, you're right, because the thing is, I've been telling women to drink water for years, but you're not going to absorb any of it unless you are adding a little bit of salt or a solid electrolyte. So what I do is I add either Celtic sea salt, which I have found is the best. The other thing that I add to my water, and I add it for two reasons. One, it's a really solid electrolyte, but also it makes my water taste so good that I drink so much more water than ever before. And that is an electrolyte called Fat Burner.
Yes.
From BioEdge Sciences.
Which is a Canadian brand.
I'm obsessed with.
Canadian brand, shouting them out.
Yes, I only endorse products that I am obsessed with and I use every single day. And BioEdge Sciences is that brand. What I love about Fat Burner, now if I would have seen anything called Fat Burner in the past, I would have run in the opposite direction. If you go to any, quote unquote nutrition store or like supplement store and see fat burner, you should run in the other direction because typically they have so many fillers in there
And like caffeine
right. and horrible unnatural ingredients that are just really not going to serve you.
No.
But what I love about this one, it's completely natural. It's Canadian made. I know everything that's in there. They're also third party tested.
Very important.
Yeah. So what I would say to my clients, if they come to the table and they're using a different protein powder, okay, great. Go and make sure it is third party tested. Third party tested means that another governing body is going in and making sure that every ingredient that's listed on that tub is actually in there, number one,
Very
and the
important.
amount is in there. And if they're saying they're organic, they're actually organic. And so BioEdge Sciences is third-party tested. They are organic. I love it. Like, I want to know that what I'm taking, and here's the thing, there's so much crookery in the supplement industry. And
How
this
much?
Is what we need to
Tell me. Tell me how much.
I don't trust a lot of brands for this reason. And I don't want people to waste their money. And I've taken courses that have basically said some of the supplements that we're taking, like especially kind of tablets, Costco, you might as well be having a handful of dirt.
Yeah,
in fact, the handful of dirt will be even more beneficial because there's so much plastic in these supplements.
Yeah.
So we have to be wary.
I remember someone telling me that they were anyways, this is a very funny story, but basically it doesn't actually dissolve a lot of that stuff. So you have to be so careful.
And now you've put all this extra gunk into your body, and now your liver has to work overtime to try and process it. And so no wonder our metabolism is struggling.
That's one thing I think people don't talk about a lot is their liver.
Yeah.
I think there's everyone's talking about fat burning and electrolytes, but we're not talking much about our liver.
It's our liver, I think it's maybe 400 functions per day, like one organ.
Yes.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And most of us are putting so much stress on our liver. So one of the things that we do in our GLP-1 Boost Lab is we do a 3-day liver cleanse.
Okay.
Which is something that, if you're listening right now, this is something that you can start doing. Actually, water is one way that you can start cleansing your liver.
Cleaning it out.
Yes. Flush everything out. But we have smoothies with very specific ingredients, but smoothies for 3 days. And that's on purpose because our metabolism is working so hard, our digestive system is working so hard every single day to break down that piece of steak or piece of chicken and, all of the hard potatoes and stuff like that. When you have a smoothie cleanse for 3 days, you're giving your body a digestive break. And I can't tell you just after 3 days, our clients are turning around and saying, oh my gosh, I'm feeling so much better. Aches and pains are going down. Cravings are going just 3 days.
3 days. Do you recommend that over a fast?
I do.
Okay.
And I'm just not a huge fan of fasting. Yeah. I mean, I think it's Dr. Stacy Sims talks about it quite a bit when it comes to women, especially men can handle a little bit more. But when it comes to fasting and women, our cortisol is already so high over the age of 40. And now we're putting more stress on our body and our nervous system with that fast. So if we go into fasting for 12 hours can be good in terms of leptin control. It's a hormone that controls your hunger. But anything beyond that can actually be harmful.
Yeah, that's a concern. Yeah, you mentioned, and I think everyone wants to know, is fasting good for females over basically throughout the day? And I remember you mentioning just no way. Get some food in your body.
I teach the exact opposite to fasting. And most women are like, this is a lot more food than I've ever had in my life, but yet I'm shedding all this weight. And this is freedom, right? Again, watching my mom starve herself, not eat for hours and hours and hours and get to dinner and then binge because she's so hungry.
I think also as you age, I've noticed that a lot of people that are kind of in the 50s, 60s, 70s plus, they kind of lose their appetite as they go through, right?
Yes.
It's a natural thing. But then what's happening with that is they're losing a lot of their weight, muscle mass, and you can see it. What's your thoughts on that? Just eating. Eat, people.
Eat. Isn't this amazing? Doesn't that just make you so happy? I can eat. And that's again, like the diet industry has got us believing that we need to deprive ourselves, that we need to restrict ourselves, right? I got to tell you the story. I had a client who was in my program, and she was the only one that was not seeing results. And it was like halfway through the program, we're 4 weeks in, and I was like, I don't get it. Like, and I'm meeting with her and she's telling me all the things. I'm like, okay, it seems like you're doing everything right, but you're not losing weight. That's one of the results that you want. Plus she had extra weight to lose. So I don't sleep at night if my clients are not seeing results.
Oh my God.
And so
this is why people come to you.
Yeah, no, it like was literally driving me crazy. Yeah. And then we come to the end of the program. She's like, I haven't lost any results. And I'm like, send me everything that you eat in a day. And I can't believe I didn't think of this to ask her sooner. She sends it to me, and she was eating 800 calories a day. 800 calories a day. She's 50 plus. 1,200 calories is enough for a toddler.
Wow.
No one in my community eats under 1,500 calories ever.
Wow. Is that right?
That's right. If you are eating under 1,500 calories and you're a grown woman, you are putting your body and your metabolism in starvation mode.
That's something that I think is so amazing to hear for women.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people are always trying to be in that deficit all the time.
So there is a deficit conversation, but it's a deficit for you. And so we've taken this deficit restriction completely out of context. So for you, if you're working out, 30 minutes a day and your basal metabolic rate is then your deficit might be 1,650 calories, right? But there's no one in my community that will eat under 1,500 calories. So we have a calculator, we figure this out together, but I eat 2,000 calories a day.
Yeah, you should.
When you're working out, when you're moving, as you should, again, it's very personalized, it's specific to an individual, but if you want to lose weight, yes, there's a deficit, but it's a deficit to you.
Yeah. And when you're working out, let's talk about working out. Okay. I think that, again, another misconception is go for a long period of time. Do it every single day. No rest.
Yes.
Like, it's really a thing.
Yes.
50, especially I think in Vancouver culture, we have so many incredible facilities.
100%.
Like, I mean, we just had an incredible person come on.
Was it
her studio with Jay Bird? And I love it.
I listen, and you know what I love about the Jay Bird thing was how the lights are off.
The lights are off.
Talked about the comparison. I was like, oh, that's genius, because I remember struggling with the lights off, but now I get it.
Yeah, you get it. And you're like, I'm in the dark.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll tell you, I worked out this morning and I turned off my lights in my gym.
Oh, I
have a gym in my house. Basically, it's not just a small gym, guys, okay?
Yeah.
And
stay safe.
And basically stay safe. But I was like working out in the dark and I felt so much more free. And that concept of lack of comparison, even with your own self.
I love that.
It's so true. It's so true. So what is the misconception there?
Okay, well, so kind of like, over the years, we've been taught to eat less.
Yes, eat less
and
work out all the time.
More. Yes, and even, I love doctors. We have doctors in our community, but even doctors will go and tell you, oh, you need to lose weight, so eat less, work out more.
Yeah.
But that's not the formula that works. And what I tell my clients is usually the opposite. I want you to eat way more than you've been eating. Because again, like that client who was eating 800 calories per day, like, of course she's not going to lose weight. Her body's in stress mode. Her body doesn't trust her. It's in survival mode. She will never lose weight. And same with working out. If you go into these long, crazy workouts where you're stressing your body, especially women over the age of 40, we're getting into high cortisol already. So over the age of 40, women are experiencing lower estrogen use usually and higher cortisol, just naturally. And then you add life is stressful. Right?
Oh.
A COVID stressful.
Yes.
All the
kids, whatever it may be.
Yes. And then you go and stress yourself out with this crazy hard workout that, like you can barely stand up by the end of it. And now you've raised your cortisol again. And so this is what I'm experiencing with all these women that come to me, and
they're burnt out.
They're burnt out.
Yeah.
Their body does not trust them anymore.
No.
And it's holding on to all of this fat. And so what again, I give you this freedom. I want you to eat more, but I actually want you to work out less. Our workouts in our community are 20 minutes long. And
this is the best.
For 2 reasons. I know, but for 2 reasons. Like, and I really want people to hear this. Like, first, because in those 20 minutes, not easy 20 minutes.
No, it's like stressing your body, pushing your body to the next limit.
Yes. 20 minutes, you're done. But it's 20 minutes, so you're not getting into that high cortisol range.
Mm-hmm.
And the second reason why I made them 20 minutes is because you are way more likely to stay consistent with 20 minutes 5 days a week versus starting and stopping, which everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I worked in a gym for 18 years and I saw everybody come in January. The rush was January to like maybe mid-February, maybe March, right?
This is what is
like,
happening.
Yeah, like you couldn't get a treadmill. And then like come March, no one's in there.
Mm.
And that will never work on the body. Starting and stopping will never, doing once a week,
Mm-hmm.
but every single week will give you better results than going hard for 6 weeks and then nothing for 3, and then going hard for 4 and then nothing for 2, right? Which is what most of us do.
Yes.
So we want to stay consistent.
Okay.
And our workouts are 5 days a week. So I always love the formula. This is a formula that I've kind of cultivated since 18 years old. I'm always testing, right? Like I'm working with women like, okay, let's try this. This is your goal. Let's try this. And I see patterns. And the pattern that I found works really, really well is 2 days a week of cardio using your own body.
Okay.
And then 3 days a week strength and 2 days a week rest. Those rest days are actually more important than
it's the kitchen.
Yes.
You're in the kitchen. You're baking this is how I think. Most people are always afraid to just like not be in the kitchen all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But for it to go and rise and for you to
Yes.
see the result, you have to rest.
You have to rest.
You have to rest.
Yes. Yeah.
And
100%.
enjoy it.
And enjoy it.
For
Yes.
a minute.
Yeah.
So tell me that 20 minutes. I know that's such an interesting thing. And I'm a big believer in that too. I take 20, I'd rather do something every single day, like in 5 days a week, than do it, twice a week and go for an hour.
This is why you're successful.
Habits.
It's habits. Again, it's a habit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Habits. And I love that you're seeing results in that, which is amazing.
100%.
I mean, your philosophy of just like mindsets, habits, nourishment, lifestyle work together. What's this entire approach like? What would you say it in one sentence to describe your approach to a healthy body?
Oof. I think in the past, it's so funny because every year I think I change my this sentence.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You
and
evolve.
I think if you would have asked me at 18, I would have said movement. And then if you asked me after that, in my mid 30s, when I was struggling, I would have said nutrition. And now it's mindset.
Yeah.
And starting with what is the identity that you want to create around your health? Can you visualize the woman that you want to become 1 year from now and then be her now?
Mm-hmm.
So she's meal prepping and she's loving it. It's not a chore.
No.
She's working out 20 minutes 5 days a week and she can't wait to get to her workouts because they make her feel so good.
Yeah.
She is fueling her body because she's blessing her body and not punishing it. And if you can visualize this woman and then be her now, like you're there.
Oh. I think this is so important because I'm around a lot of women that have a picture of their, a vision board of just a flat tummy and a nice round butt. Like, I'm not going to lie to you.
Me too.
Everyone has this image. Yeah. But it's to your point, it's really about people actually saying, who is that person because of that? Like, who is it?
You're like saying something so valuable, and that is like, what is your why? Like, what is your reason behind that flat stomach? And so I had this, I taught a course about 8 months ago. It's called Mindset for Fat Loss.
Beautiful.
And this woman who's a client of mine, she joined, and I said, hey, Kim, and she won't mind me using her name because I've told the story many times and she loves it. But I said, hey, Kim, why are you here? And this was live. And, I think we had 87 people there. And she said, well, because I want to have a flat stomach. I want to lose weight. And I said, okay, why do you want to have a flat stomach? Why do you want to lose weight? Oh, because I want to go on a holiday and wear a bathing suit again.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, why do you want to go on a holiday and wear a bathing suit again? And she's like, well, I want to be able to walk down the beach and feel confident. And I'm like, well, why do you want to walk down the beach and feel confident? And this was getting annoying. Like I could tell now she's getting irritated.
Yeah.
And it was like, and it was like 9 or 10 whys later, she broke down in tears.
Wow.
And she said, because everyone in my family is struggling with their health. They've got diabetes, they've got heart disease, something. And I'm a grandma now. I don't want to struggle like that. And I don't want to be a burden to my children.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in this moment, she realized it was not about the flat tummy or losing weight. It was, she didn't want to be a burden to her children. And it was this why that went on to give her 30 pounds weight loss. And she's continuing to lose weight.
Oh.
She just looks amazing now, but she's like, I'm still going. But it was this why. And like suddenly now this vision of who she's becoming was so connected.
It was so connected.
Yes.
Yeah, your story is so important to your own journey. And I think a lot of people forget that there's a why behind it all. I think I just talked to my aunt and she said to me, Morgan, I'm 72 and I'm not on one prescription. And I thought to myself, that is something I want to aim for.
Beautiful.
Like it's something I didn't ever register before. I think the image, the look, I've had 2 children, you go through these processes. But now, like looking back, you're like, I want to be where my Auntie Jeannie is, where she's very proud of that. And she should be proud of it.
100%.
Because every day she's working at it.
And especially when I'm sure so many of her friends at 71 years old unfortunately on prescriptions.
Yeah. Do you think the reason why your mother and my mother struggled was because they were told the wrong things?
Yes.
Or I guess it was just the knowledge behind it.
I think, they were, it was also like I was put in beauty school back then, right?
I know.
Like, what did they call it? Was it beauty school?
No, it was like manner, the I know what you mean.
Yeah. Yes. And like taught like how to, eat with your knives and forks and on a table and like, what was it called? Anyways. So it was all about these, women, maybe back in the 50s was her mom, right? Or even before that, but it was all about being perfect, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like the Betty Crocker and like the 50s homemaker who is just always looks amazing in her kitchen with her makeup and her hair and just like perfect.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. So you have this, I know it's like one of those ones that I've heard, I see my mom just as a child and eating rice cakes, like just to kind of not be, but it's amazing what you're talking about and having a good community and culture, which you're doing so beautifully online and offline. You're doing so, tell us about what you're excited about this year in 2026.
I'm so excited about so many things. This is the year where everything has changed, I think, in my business. We started GLP-1 Boost Lab. So good. Yeah. And it's become a movement. I didn't expect this. I knew that this was going to be valuable work. And I feel like everything in my life has brought me to this moment. And this is my true purpose.
Wow.
Truly. And like just today, I heard from this mom in my community who signed up for our last round of GLP-1 Boost Lab with her daughter.
Okay.
And I remember our first call, she said, Simone, I want to sign up, but I want to sign up with my daughter. She's 20 years old. She's on Ozempic. And
20
years old.
Wow.
Really struggling with her weight. And she's like, and she's a trainer. The mom's a trainer. Beautiful, beautiful woman, beautiful daughter. I just love them so much. And they ended up joining. And I just heard from the mom this morning that her daughter has lost 12 pounds and she's been off of Ozempic now for 3 weeks.
Wow.
And that her daughter's never felt better.
Purpose fulfilled. Unbelievable.
Helping that next generation. I was like, okay, this is why I'm here. I'm supposed to be
you're to do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now this kid, she's a kid. She could have potentially struggled for her entire life. And now there's so much hope that she can instill the right habits. She's working out. She's fueling her body right. She's learning. She learned about macros. Like at 20 years old, right? Like I wish every woman
Google
would learn about
macros.
macros, right? And like how to actually structure your food. It's so beautiful. So that this has become a bigger movement than I ever thought. And like we are really, I feel like we're changing lives.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Yeah.
And you're building it now as obviously a book. You're bringing it out to other more people.
Yeah. So the book is Cottage Cheese.
Cottage cheese, which is amazing.
And this one is so much more than cottage cheese. I gotta say it because at first, I'm like, I really want to write a book about cottage cheese because I love cottage cheese and I want to show people how it's so versatile.
Yes,
and it's high in protein. But this is so much more than cottage cheese. This is about making food fun again, making food taste delicious, eating desserts. Like these are high protein, beautiful desserts. You're having lava cakes and bread. You want to eat bread? You can eat bread. You want bagels?
Cottage
eat
cheese.
bagels. Yeah, like my bread and my bagels, they taste just like regular bread and bagels. So there's this whole deprivation thing and restriction thing is out the window. You can enjoy. So this is just so much more than cottage cheese. This is about, fueling your body right, but making the right choices.
Yeah, it's amazing how having a clean diet, I hate the word diet, but a clean dinner, a clean lunch, a clean breakfast can kind of fulfill all of those things, which is amazing.
Yes.
And so I'm really looking forward to that. And I think people are seeing you just really climb that ladder, climb what you're doing. What was the hardest lesson you learned about opening your business 18 years ago to now? What can you share with people?
Well, it's a roller coaster. Like it could make me cry. Like there were days where I thought I had to shut it all down and go back to university and become an elementary school teacher because it's so hard, and nothing can prepare you for all of it. Like I want to be an effective coach, but then I also have to run a team. We have a team of, I think it's like 7 almost full-time people, and then there's some that are contractors.
Wow.
And so I'm suddenly leading a team. I don't know how to do that,
Yeah.
So I have to figure that out. And I have to do a shout out to my team because that's why I'm here.
Thank you.
Literally, that's why I'm here. I cannot survive without these women.
Wow.
And
what have you learned about running that team?
What have I learned? Okay, this is big. I learned that I serve them. They don't serve me. And
leaders eat last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yesterday, it's so funny because I feel like we all chose each other, this team, right? So I'm on a team call with three of them yesterday. And one of them just bought an apartment, moved in. The other one is selling her house, and another one just bought a house.
Oh, so why are they calling us?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. They live all over the world, so it might be a bit trickier.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah, because they're all over.
All over.
Wow.
Yes. And but I'm like, we all chose each other for a reason. But I said to them, I started the meeting, I'm like, hey, I've just been away in Cancun for a week, and I just want to say thank you to each of you because I couldn't have gone away if you guys weren't running things while I was away. Wow. There's no way.
No.
And the second thing is, hey, like, does anybody need anything right now? Because you guys are going through, and they put up their hands and they're like, yeah, actually, things are hard. I just moved into my place, and
wow.
I've got the painter coming today. I'd love this other person in our team to help me with this. Is that okay? I'm like, absolutely. So what I've learned is I serve them, and I go to them and I'm like, what do you need? And then they have my backs. These women have my backs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your culture, your community speaks so much to you as well, right? And I think it sounds like you've learned some incredible lessons along the way of it. But how, on a personal note, how do you feel like you've scaled that online business? Or how personally, how have you had to change in it all?
I think I had to get tougher. I had to believe in myself. And I had to go into it every day knowing that this was something bigger than me. This was not about me. This is, at the end of the day, I'm here to help people.
Beautiful.
And if I can focus on that, I'll always be successful. But I had to get tougher because there's been a few things over the years that have brought me to my knees. I've now 2 marriages, 2 divorces, a single mom. And so it hasn't been easy, but I've worked on my mind a lot. And, I wake up in the morning, I shout mantras at myself in the mirror. Oh. And I take cold showers. I'm shouting mantras, and I like rev myself up for my day. I go into my day very intentionally now. It's not like I used to sleep in. I used to hit the snooze button and not be excited about all the fires that I potentially would have to put out in my day. And now I go in like, no, something exciting is going to happen today. I just feel it. Something exciting is about to happen.
Oh, well, oh my God.
Yeah, and I feel like when you go into it with that energy, like only good things can happen. And I'm not saying there aren't fires sometimes, but it's okay. It makes the fires worthwhile. But I definitely am more intentional with the way that I lead myself and lead my day.
Your intention is so pure. I wish I could speak to you forever. But I want to thank you so much for being on the podcast. And also, I'm going to do a little rapid fire with you. You kind of answered the first one, which is how do you start your day off?
So morning routine is everything.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know
what does it look like for you?
Big on that too.
I am.
Oh gosh. Okay. So I wake up at 5.
Okay.
And I typically bathe my face in ice water.
Yes. Cold plunge.
Face. Just the face.
Yes.
I can't handle more than that. So I do that, and it just that's like having 5 cups of coffee right there.
Yeah.
And I always get my workout in first thing, because if I don't, the day will get away.
Are you having food before your workout?
Always have food. Okay. Never fasted.
What are you eating before your workouts?
I'll typically have a smoothie or overnight oats, or sometimes even eggs, but sometimes it will be just a few bites of something before I work out, not even a full meal, and then I'll finish the meal after.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've recently gone into making these those hemp chia ball
so
things.
Good. Yes.
With the whole thing. And I do that right before my workout. I feel so much better.
So good.
Because instead of being so on a deficit,
you will
when
crush
I go in.
your workout.
I crushed it.
But again, if you're starving yourself, you've already starved yourself for 12 hours, right? At least. And so now you go and have that workout, your body is again it's in survival mode. And
amazing.
So don't do that.
Creatine or no creatine?
No creatine.
Okay.
But
yes.
I have to preface that by saying that I have not tried it on myself.
Okay.
But and maybe there's huge value in it, and I know there's a ton of people who love it, and lots of doctors and all that. It's all good.
It's all
but for me, I just don't. It's just me. It's a personal thing for me right now.
I love it. What would you be doing if you weren't doing what you're doing right now?
Gosh, I would be traveling the world with my daughter. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love her name too. What is your go-to hype song to get you going?
Ooh. It's You Can Have It All. I can't remember who sings that, but it's a great, it is such a good hype. It's
like a
you
hype
can have,
go.
the house on the hill, beach vacations. It goes into all these things that you can have. And I'm like, I want all those things.
I need this. I need all this. Okay. And what is one wellness hack you swear by?
I have to say water.
I was going to say, you got to say water.
I have to say water.
Anybody listening to this?
Yeah, really.
Drink more water.
Just start
You don't
there.
need to have one of those big jugs, everybody.
Yeah.
You can just take a sip from
2 cups of water first thing in the morning. And you know why? Because doing that already, you're forefronting your day with more water, but you actually set yourself up to be a little bit dehydrated. That will make you drink more water naturally throughout the whole day. Plus,
that's
now
a hack.
Plus now you've got more energy, and that's going to allow you to crush your workouts more. That's going to allow you to just turn lean into your health a little bit more. So water is why I start there. You've got more energy naturally right away.
That's a hack.
Yes.
Okay, now finish the sentence. To get on top, you must.
You must believe in yourself.
Oh, thanks, Simone. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Morgan.
Oh my gosh.
It's been delightful. Thank you.